Well, this wasn't a video I expected to make this early on, as this update was announced to be releasing in 2025. But hey, I guess Jagex is taking their sweet time to make it a good one and asking our feedback early on. Kudos to you guys over there in Cambridge. For those who don't know what I'm yapping about, I'm talking about the right-click examine blog about combat achievements, where the team is pitching their ideas on how it should work, giving some examples and asking a few particular questions, with one that I have a very strong opinion on. Where do combat achievements sit regarding the completionist capes? And honestly, the answer might surprise you. All this and more will be discussed in this video. Leave a like to help me out, subscribe if you're new, as we're trying to get to 10k subscribers by the end of 2025. And yes, I'll be doing a Plank to Grandmaster series on these achievements as well next year, and trust me, you definitely don't want to miss that with my history of, well, PVM skill. Lack thereof, of course. Enough waffling, my name's Chevalric, and let's talk about it. Before we get into all the spicy stuff, let's start off with the basics. What are combat achievements, or CAs, as they are usually referred to? It's a system that's already present in old school Runescape and will work very similar in Runescape 3. Within the combat achievements, there are various challenges for each boss, which are broken down in 3 categories and 6 different difficulty tiers. Easy up until Grandmaster difficulty, and kill count, kill speed, and mechanical challenges. The first 2 speak for themselves. Get the boss kill in X minutes and or seconds, or get X amount of kill count at a specific boss. These can obviously vary from boss to boss, and certain bosses will have lower KC requirements, like Zuck, as their fight takes longer than, let's say, Arc Laser. The same goes for kill speed times, as there will be a difference in difficulty depending on the basic difficulty of the boss. The King Black Dragon will not get a challenge like slay it in 1 game tick. It's possible, but will be more towards the 10-second range, as it is a more entry-level boss. Pretty much, lower tier bosses will not have extremely high tier challenges. The mechanical challenges are a tad bit more complex. Things like defeat Ambassador without being hit by the Black Hole, complete the Sanctum of Rebirth without banking, or take on Telos at 4k in range. For your information, these are just examples, they are not set in stone achievements. Depending on the tier of challenge, so easy or Grandmaster, you get a set amount of points. 1 for easy, 2 for medium, etc. With the eventual 6 points for a Grandmaster achievement. These points count towards your total and will quote unquote level up your CA tier depending on your total points. So let's say you need 100 points to get the easy combat achievement reward unlocked, making it so you can do challenges from whichever tier you want to get the eventual reward by collecting enough points. I hope my explanation made sense. As of me writing this video, the rewards haven't been set in stone yet, but they are looking at PVM quality of life, and not a straight up DPS increase. Think no KC at the first 2 God Wars, or all doors at Barrows are open. Of course, they scale depending on the relevant tiers. What is something you would actually like to see? Let me know in the comment section down below. Honestly, I would love to see a cosmetic, maybe a CA cape, finally giving players the Reaper cape design that they have asked to be introduced for Golden Reaper for years now, which will be the PVM version of the comp capes. Maybe even allow us to combine it with comp capes if you have both of them. But that does bring us into the main part of the discussion, at least for me as a completionist cape player. I don't think full completion of the combat achievements should be on the completionist capes, trim completionist capes. However, I do think they should be present to an extent, and not for the reason you might think, the difficulty. Let me explain. Quick history lesson for you guys. The comp cape's initial design was to give players an alternative path to endgame PVM and or skilling. This is something that Jagex kind of stepped away from over the years, but if you look at both capes right now, there aren't that many hard PVM challenges on there. Overall, I'd argue that the comp cape is an achievement hunter playstyle, which sure should require PVM, but not to an advanced level. That's why I think at most, the trimmed completionist cape should require the elite tier completed of the combat achievements and no higher, where the regular comp cape should require either medium or hard tier completion. Being trim comp should show you are a master of the game, a well-rounded player, but not by definition a true master at a specific playstyle. jack of all trades, master of none type of deal. As it stands right now, in old school RuneScape, if you play casually and PVM, try most bosses, you can quite easily obtain the hard tier of CAs, and that would be perfect for the regular comp cape in my opinion. With a little bit more effort, but by no means severe endgame PVM challenges, you can obtain the elite tier rewards, making it perfect for the trimmed completionist cape. But most importantly, this will make it so the higher tier combat achievements, the Master and Grandmasters, can be made very difficult for the really hardcore players. 4k enrages, Blackstone Dragon flight skip, sub 15 second kills at the ED3 mini bosses, whatever their heart desires, without having to piss off the completionist cape community. But the main reason why I think Grandmaster, or Master tier for that matter, shouldn't be required for trim is mainly because it will make the combat achievements a lot more lackluster. Because I can tell you right now that the comp community is going to complain about the difficulty of this achievement. Rightfully so to an extent, as this requirement will pretty much make Trim Completionist Cape a hardcore PVMer cape and not just an achievement hunter cape. So Jagex' solution to this issue would probably be to tone down the difficulty of the tasks. But I don't think that is fair to the PVM community. So in my eyes, my solution would be the perfect middle ground for everyone, where CAs are required to do for both comp capes, but aren't requiring you to be a Grandmaster PVMer. This will make it so CAs are not being limited for PVMers either, by toning down the difficulty of them due to salty comp players. And to answer the final question from Jagex, should skilling bosses be added to CAs? In my opinion, yes. You should also check out the video on screen of me taking on the most recent skilling boss. Like the video if you did enjoy, and subscribe. My name is Chevalric, and see you guys in my next video.